Speaker, how really prepared is the government to deal with hundreds of thousands of people now losing their jobs when it's just completed a massive cut in the staff of benefit offices and job centres? And while the two measures she's announced today are very welcome, can she give us an absolute assurance that those people going to the services looking for financial help and emergency loans, not waiting 13 weeks, that they will be dealt with promptly, efficiently and sympathetically, as the bankers were this week in their hour of need?
Well, I think the honourable gentleman is absolutely right. And the reason why the action was taken in respect of the banks was not just for the sake of the bankers, although the financial services industry is a large and important employer. But the reason why that action was taken is so that we can get the credit flowing back into small businesses and back into the housing market. And he asked a very important question about the services and support that will be provided to people, not just talked about, but actually will be provided to people when they face the awful prospect of having lost their job. And I would say that there is improved and increased services for each individual coming from the Department of Work and Pensions, not just from the very important work in Job Centre Plus, but also in the private and voluntary organisations who work alongside people who've lost their jobs to make sure that they've got the skills and the confidence to get their next job. And there are 600,000 vacancies in the economy. We are not complacent about today's job figures. They are definitely very concerning, but there are still 600,000 vacancies in the economy.
Well, I welcome the latter comments, but I get a sense that the Minister doesn't realise that there is a very real emergency. And because there is a very real emergency, why does the government and also the Conservatives insist on this absurd monastic vow of silence, never even to talk about interest rates, when there are millions of people out there worrying about their homes and their businesses, clamouring for a deep cut in interest rates to prevent this recession turning into a deep slump?
I don't accept his assertion about the government's unpreparedness. The government has been working for a number of weeks to ensure that we could take action to stabilise the banking system, and that's what was announced to the House on Monday. And the purpose of that was to ensure that money is lent into small businesses so that small businesses can continue to flourish and play the part they play in the economy and continue to employ people. I don't really know what he's talking about in relation to interest rates. There was an interest rate cut last week, and it was coordinated with other central banks across Europe and in America.